Hi, this is Vicki from Floating Home Volunteers, and welcome to our new learning session about emotions. The pandemic has certainly created for each of us an opportunity to explore a wide range of our own emotions. I know for me, some days feel like it could have been a day that happened before COVID, but on other days it has been hard, scary, and put our emotions on edge. As adults, it has been difficult to deal with the ever changing emotions from day to day. So you can just imagine what it must be like for a child in this world. We also know that abrupt changes to the day to day routines is especially hard for children. So, being at home all of a sudden, wearing masks and seeing other people wearing masks, not seeing their friends, not being able to do their normal activities must be confusing and difficult. Children, just like us, are struggling to understand what is going on and how they feel about it. Child's experts report that during these times, we might see different behaviors from our kids. Maybe they're behaviors that happened earlier in their childhood, bedwetting, sucking their thumbs, wanting to be held, or maybe we'll see big explosive emotions and or really withdrawn children. They assure us that all of these reactions are normal and that the best thing that we can do to help children is to provide a routine as much as possible and support them by helping them recognize emotions as they happen, providing coping mechanisms ahead, and words to talk about their feelings. So, with these goals in mind, our next learning session is emotions. One of the easiest ways to explore areas that are uncharted for children are books. Books provide a clear, simple story which can provide different perspectives, maybe put words to feelings that they're seeing in illustrations, and of course, provide a longer and larger context to the topic. What to do about emotions? Are they normal? Do other people feel them? And Nicole, our storyteller, has selected three great books about emotions. The first book, by Dr. Seuss, My Many Colored Days, talks about the combinations of emotions appearing and represents them as colors. I actually really like the book, and it sometimes mirrors the mix up of emotions that people see and represents them in such a nice, easy way to digest. Our second book, The Way I Feel, is a great book which provides illustrations showing a child experiencing a single emotion and then providing a label for each of those feelings. The last book, Wild Feelings, asks the child to think about what emotions that they may have felt in the past. This book uses lots of idioms which are commonly used to describe emotions and provides some amusing situations for these emotions to happen in, which is very sweet. As always, we've put together to support these great books a box of activities to work with your child to help them identify and label emotions, work on putting some coping skills in before the emotions actually feel out of control or too big for the child. And then some real life help by providing some coping skills that you can do with your child in the form of breathing or some simple yoga poses. And finally, and probably most fun, creating some facsimiles of themselves with different emotions in a couple of different ways. So the activities, the first one is a Play-Doh activity. Who doesn't like Play-Doh? A laminated picture of a face, and then up at the top of the lamination sheet is a number of emotions that the child might want to represent in their feeling Play-Doh mat. The second activity is an emotion identification activity. It's a set of children's faces, real children, who are experiencing different emotions, along with some words to provide to identify what those might be. The third activity is a set of coping cards where you and your child can sit down and talk about which ones that they might want to use when they're having a hard time. They range from coloring, reading, having a quiet place, but having a couple of these so that when you see your child having a hard time, you can bring out those things and talk about, remember when we talked about if I saw you having this hard time, that we could try one of these activities. And we'll talk more about that using this strategy with your child. And then we have a couple of activities which children enjoy as some of those coping mechanisms, which is yoga and some breathing exercises along with accompanying videos. Both of these activities, relaxation, breathing, and yoga, have been used with children as young as 18 months with success. Amazing, huh? They're so clever. And finally, my personal favorite, making a life-size drawing of themselves with a couple twists. I'm excited. Sounds like a great learning session. Sounds like it's going to be really fun, and I hope you guys enjoy it too.